Hello, welcome to Lock&Hackle. It's been a while. You haven't seen me in front of the camera except for some short fly fishing videos, and it's just been busy. Anyway, kids are back in school and had some transitions with that. Anyway, Lock&Hackle has a new editing studio, if you will. We have a new desk. I got rid of that ugly little thing you saw that was cramped and in the corner. We now have this really nice platform here with, it's got a couple of slide out secretaries and all that stuff, the fly tying vise over here. Great workstation. I've got some stuff coming up. Hopefully I'll get some pictures and videos. I've been fly fishing up at the Buford Dam. It's hit or miss up there. Right now, there's a thing called the lake has flipped. The thermoclines in the lake have changed, and a lot of the sediment has been swirling up at the bottom. So when they release the water, it comes out almost chocolate milk. If you look at the last video I posted, it was a short 2-minute video. You'll notice the water's pretty dingy. So it was hard fishing. And we come to find out the sirens went off at 9:55. And by 10:20, 10:15, at the shoreline, the water was already a foot high. So yeah, we sat around and watched it. So not sure if that's going to be a viable place to fish now, but we're on the cusp of fall and the weather is starting to turn, and that means hunting season. In our area, bow season or archery season has already started. We're a week in. I no longer archery hunt. My shoulders just aren't what they used to be. And I down here in the southeast, you know, it still can be 90 something degrees midday and close to 80 in the morning, especially the first week or two of September when our archery season starts, and that's just, it's miserable to be out there. You got the poison ivy, poison oak, hornets, yellow jackets, everything is out. Spiders are out like crazy. You walk through the woods and you look like a frosted donut by the time you get out because of all the cobwebs. So I just don't bow hunt anymore. But I do rifle hunt. And one thing that I wanted to share is I'm a reloader. And every year I like to load up a couple of rounds and test them. Last year I did 30-06 and 30-30. Those are my two main hunting cartridges. I'm not going to get into the 6.5 Creedmoor, the 308, the argument. You hunt with whatever you hunt with. And I've been hunting with the 30-06 for the last 25 years, so that's just what I hunt with. My rifle is nothing to write home about. So, you know, it only goes out to sight in the scope and shoot at deer. That's about it. So what I've got is I have some reloading information for you. Just a new thing. I've never shown it, I don't think. I started reloading in the height of COVID. I lucked out on an entire reloading kit. It's an RCBS single stage RS2 press, and I have dies to load everything from 9mm, 38, 357, 44 Magnum, 30-06, 30-30, and then I have some stuff that I don't load for because it came with the kit. Like I have 308, I have like a 460 Ruger or something like that. It just all came with it. So anyway, I load for primarily my rifles and some handgun ammunition. I've done some 9mm, some 38s, some 357s, stuff like that. But I really like playing with rifle cartridges a lot better. So we'll start with this box. These are some loads that I just did. Well, some that I did and some that I have. So these start from the lightest cartridge to the heaviest cartridge. Uh, my first load that I like to play with, this is a 30-06 110 grain bullet. That's the magic of 30-06 is you can load it from, I've heard, as low as 90 grains, which I don't think you can, I haven't found any, but 110 grain all the way up to 220 grain. And in this box is a selection, all from 110 grain. We have 150 grain. Now these are pretty gnarly. These are solid copper hollow points, as you can see. These are really nice. I shot these last year. Lots of fun. Pack a little bit of a thump. Then we move up to one of my favorite hunting cartridges is a 30-06 in 165 grain. It's not as heavy as 180 and obviously not as light as 150. But you can push it a little bit faster, which is nice. So you got a little bit of weight, more weight than 150 grain. So you can kind of get a little bit more power behind it, and you can find some really good bullets at the 165 grain. Next are some, these are not the best for hunting. They're match ammo, and I would, just to check my rifle, I want to see how accurate it can be. These are 178 grain full metal jacket hollow points. These are zippy. These are really fast. These are really nice, but they're not really good for hunting. That hollow point that small is just not ideal for hunting. Now, if you're going to be hunting at distance, 178 grain wouldn't be good enough. I would probably drop below 150 grain if you're going to be hunting past 350 yards. These, even at close range, these aren't too good. Full metal jacket hollow point with a needle point hole. You're going to have to hit just right for that bullet to mushroom. It's more going to warp and curl and just go right through the animal and not do a lot of damage. That brings us up to the 180 grain. These are big boy stoppers. 180 grain to 200, 210, 220. You're really stepping up there for some beastly animals. Black bear, elk, so on and so forth, between 180 and 220. I live in the southeast. 180 grain is really overkill, but what I can do is I can load down the powder so the bullet isn't traveling as fast, but I can get all that energy from the weight in. So you can kind of play around with your numbers at reloading. And by doing so, I keep track of all of my loads. And so my 30-06 165 grain, where is it? 165, where did it go? There we go. 165 grain, which I loaded a week ago, is 54 grains of powder. I used IMR 4831, and according to reports and books, it's estimated to be traveling at around 2,600 to 2,800 feet per second. That's pretty good for 165 grain. It's a soft point boat tail by Hornady. So really nice cartridge. I like that a lot. My 110s, these are fun to shoot. These are loaded with, where's that 110 page? I don't think it's on this one. It's around here somewhere. Yep. Here we go, 30-06. These are loaded with IMR 3031 powder. 49 grains. I don't know what the estimated speed is, but right around 3,200 feet per second for these bad boys. So you're considering a 243, its heaviest bullet is about a 95 to 105 grain bullet, if you can find them. So this would take a southeastern white-tailed deer, especially a doe, with no problem and at great distance. So, and it's a really nice, this is the Hornady TSX, no, Hornady VMAX Teflon tipped bullet, the solid copper hollow point. These are the Hornady TSX. So that's my 30-06. My 30-30 is the same bullet, just loaded into a 30-30 cartridge. This one uses 29 grains of 30-31 powder, large rifle primer, and the seating depth is pretty tight. It's almost a crush because the bullet is so long. I load these a little bit low because I'm firing them out of a Model 94 Winchester with iron sights, so I really don't want to burn out the barrel. Considering these are a solid copper. There's something new. I do need to get some 150 grain copper jacketed bullets to load, save my barrel, but these do shoot really well. I had some 110 grain bullets that I used, but I found that these things have a very short tail. From the curve of the bullet to the flat side is very short, and to load them in a 30-30, which I know everybody's going to say you can't put pointed bullets in a 30-30, you can do one, use that as your first shot, and then the other ones behind it would be standard bullets. So you load one into the chamber and then put the rest in the magazine. Just gotta be careful walking around with this in your chamber. Yeah, so those are my projects since rifle season is about a month out. Another interesting thing that I've discovered is this is an 8x57 Mauser cartridge. It has a rim, as you can see right there. It's a rimmed cartridge. These can be converted to short 410 shells. And so I'm in the process of making 410 brass, reusable, out of this Mauser ammunition. It's kind of fun. You put a charge of powder in here, about a handgun load's worth of powder. You fill the case up with some like cream of wheat, whatever, and then you put a plug on top of cardboard and some super glue, and you put this in your shotgun, you shoot it, and now it's fire formed into a straight cylindrical tube, and now it can be loaded as a shot shell. I have about 20 or 25 of these that are sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. My daughter likes to shoot these, they're fun. So that's all I've got so far as adventures and so on and so forth, and outings. I am, like I said, things are coming up. I have some dates here that I'm planning to go out and get some stuff for the channel. Other than that, just been busy and haven't had a whole lot of time to go out. If I have gone out, really nothing worth recording. With that, I'd like to say, thanks for anybody that subscribed. Just here to have fun and maybe share some stuff with fellow outdoor enthusiasts. So with that, it's about that time. Short video. I'm gonna have some clips and stuff of me at the device just to show you what I've done. So, oh, I do have one more thing. This is kind of cool. Something might be coming up within the next year. Something might be coming up within the next year. Okay, with that, I'm going to head out. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.